All right, welcome back to the Revival podcast. So, I think this is like the third or fourth one we've done. We're pushing these out every week now. I think it's just a great way to get information out to our reps and beyond, get more awareness into the window space. Today we've got Ben Tolman.
Hey,
So I've worked with Ben for a long time, so this will be a fun chat. I was thinking about what
good.
questions do I ask Ben. I already know him pretty well. I don't know, but this
Yeah,
is for the audience. Get to know you better.
yeah, I'm excited.
So we wanted to start by doing some shout outs and some announcements. So first one is we're doing a charity run. So the revival run this Saturday. So it's kind of short notice, but we think actually the company we've worked with, they actually have a lot of people showing up if we just push it hard the week of. So I don't know. I think the sign up links are going to be sent out, and you guys send it out to family and friends, everyone in your neighborhood. They can sign up. It's just Saturday morning. We're going on a 5K run to raise money so we can give it back to the community. Ben actually knows quite a bit about the Revival Gives Back. You want to share a
Yeah,
little bit more about the project?
yeah. So like in the past, we've done the classic like sub for Santa. We found families in the community that need help for Christmas, and we've pooled together money as sales reps and given Christmas to a few families. We want to try something different this year where we actually buy windows for a family that
Really
is
needs
in
one.
need of
Mm.
windows, but just they're not in a position to buy them. And so, um, we're doing the run. We called it the Revival Run. My vote was Glass Dash. I think
Glass
that
Dash.
I thought that would have been cool, but that's a fine Revival. It's cool.
How do we come up
Um,
with the name? Who's coming up with this?
I'm
We
not
need
sure.
better. Who's on marketing here? Just kidding. I should know that.
um, but
Just kidding.
yeah. So we're gonna. It's a charity event, and it's actually gonna be sweet. There's gonna be like saunas, I think some maybe plunge stuff there. So it's gonna be
That's
like
sweet.
actually really sweet. Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's gonna be a cool event. So, we'll it's a ticketed event. That money will go towards buying windows for this family. There will be also opportunities to just contribute more than that because the tickets are like $10, super cheap.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Cool.
it
So
should be
everyone should
sweet.
come.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fun, and just like get all your neighborhood and family friends. I guess this will be pushed out Tuesday or Wednesday this week, so you got a
yeah,
couple days to push this stuff out, and it'll be this Saturday, the 18th, I think. And I think it starts in the morning, like 7 a.m., 8 a.m.,
something like that. It's
something like
posted.
that.
It's posted.
All right, cool. Cool. And then shout outs for last week. So we had Turf Wars start last week, which is awesome. I think Kaysville actually been, the
Oh
runner up for
yeah,
Kaysville. So you guys started off.
yeah,
And then I think we got Kaysville in first place. Then Boise coming in, and then Orem in third place right now. Um,
yeah.
but I mean, you guys are pushing Turf Wars hard, huh?
Yeah, not to add any unnecessary competition, but our goal as a team is to double second place's score. So we don't want to just win. We're gonna double whoever's in second. So far we're almost triple, so
Oh
we're
shoot.
we're we're good.
Well, that hopefully lights Orem and Boise up, because you can't let Kaysville do that to you. You can't. But they got some slayers up there. Like I think Tegan has been on a rip lately. I saw he closed 3 deals in a row on Thursday. So that's been happening a lot more often, even company wide. But it's awesome to see Tegan do that. And then he had another close on Saturday. He had flexed Friday. He closed one Saturday morning. So technically he closed 4 deals in a row.
Yeah, he's doing
So
great.
shout out to Tegan, been killing it. But cool. I don't. Yeah, I think that's it for shout outs and announcements. If I forgot anything, we'll send it out. So then jumping into this, I've known Ben for a long time. His first pest control summer, I was the team lead, but I want to just get to know Ben a little bit better, and have you guys kind of hear his story. So maybe Ben, just start from the beginning. I want to hear a little bit about like just growing up and some key things in your maybe childhood that kind of made you who you are
Yeah.
and what you believe in.
So I grew up um big family. There I had 7 brothers, one sister.
Landon's
She's
just
the
older than
youngest.
you, right?
Yep, Landon is 2 years older than me, so Landon and I grew up sharing a bunk bed, and, like, all the way through high school, till he left on his mission, we were in a bunk bed together. So that tells a little bit about our relationship, which is cool. Um, but we we didn't grow up with a whole lot. Um, we had everything we needed, which was sweet. Like, my parents took care of us really well. Um, but it was like we had 2 cars, we had more people than we had seatbelts, so, like, it was, like, always double buckling, that kinda thing. Um, it was fun. I really, really like, it instilled in me a desire to have a big family because it was just awesome. I loved being with a lot of siblings, and I know you were that way as
Yeah,
well.
no, I'm very much that way too. It's
Yeah.
like a big part of who I am.
Yes. So, like, I want a big family. My wife wants a big family. We have 2 kids, 1 on the way.
Cool.
Um,
Did
did
I
you know
know
that?
that? I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, dude.
Really? Oh my gosh, dude, that's so awesome. How
Yeah.
far along is she?
Like 14 weeks, so
14 weeks. Dang.
yeah,
Cool,
April.
congrats. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Cool.
Yeah,
Cal,
announcement.
I don't know if she listens to these, but that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Congrats.
But yeah, so that's kind of upbringing. I I don't know if we need to go any deeper than that right now. If it comes back up, we will.
Sure.
But I served a mission in West Africa, and it was obviously life changing. There was like I served. Um, I remember when I got there, it felt kind of like a dream. The whole like for the first 6 weeks, because I was like, this is just unreal because they don't have anything. People are living in like shacks,
Yeah.
and um, but they're all still happy. There were some people that were like totally not happy and they were depressed, but overall the population was like way more warm, friendly, and happy. And that was a
Like
definitely
way less.
way less. They had nothing.
Yeah.
It was a really big perspective shift of like, okay, what's important? Really, what's really important? And um how receptive they were to learning about God, learning about Jesus, and like finding joy in that was cool. It was like really, really cool.
Yeah.
Um so then when I came home, I was kind of in a position it kind of instilled in me this it actually is to this day kind of a challenge that I'm like, I don't care about money. I don't it doesn't matter. And because of that, it almost put me in a place where it was like, I don't like why do I care to make a lot of money? Because in the end it doesn't matter.
Right.
And so jumping into sales, that's been always kind of like a I don't care about my money goals.
But yet, that's
But
all you talk about.
I know, but that's
Right,
like
right.
all we're
I
talking
I
about.
very much relate to you in this way, Ben, very much, and even more so. I mean, I feel like you've always been uh better at it than me, but even the last like 6 months, I've been more just thinking like I feel like I'm really just a steward over the
Yes.
company and the money that comes in and out, and it's really not mine anyways.
Yeah,
Like it's really just like God kind of makes all this for us, and kind of
100%.
just get to be in the middle of God's plan.
Yeah.
But I know that about you from, like, day one, you've always been that way. It's kind of a struggle sometimes.
So it's an interesting struggle. It's not like a
Yeah.
it's kind of a good struggle, but it definitely has sometimes caused like some inner turmoil of should I really care about my financial goals or should I not? And I've come to I should. I will get to that in a little bit. Um, I'll talk about why. But anyway, that's kind of where I started coming from my mission. Landon reached out to me when I got home. We worked like right when I got home. It was October. Um, we worked at a construction company doing like some finished carpentry work. Um, I was making like 16 bucks an hour, and
Cool.
I was waking up at like
Hey,
5. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Waking up at 5 a.m., freezing cold, doing finished work, on really cool houses, and I liked it. It was
like, new
fun.
builds? So it was
More
like
remodels,
oh,
like high-end
so you
remodels.
weren't, like, outside, like
We were outside quite a bit.
oh, it's okay.
But it was fun. I liked it. But then jumped into school first semester at college at UVU. Didn't know what I wanted to study, but I always knew that I didn't really want to do what everybody else was doing. I had like this, I could not decide what I wanted to do because I knew what I didn't want to do, and it was pretty much everything that they had at school. I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And that's how I was from a young age, and, like, deep down, I knew I wanted to do my own thing, but I didn't actually really have the confidence or self-belief to think that was actually a possibility. So when Landon approached me about, um, doing sales, it was it was like, "Oh, this could be really cool. You're kind of your own boss. You get out what you put in." Um, so I signed with Fox Pest Control to start because that's where Landon was.
Yeah.
And then from a Nintendo Switch incentive, one of his friends encouraged him to come over, meet with Aptiv. He switched over to Aptiv. That's where you were. It
Yeah,
was
that's right.
it was with Zach. And so we both switched over to Aptiv. Um, and that's kind of where I started my
Yeah.
sales journey.
I remember when Ben first hopped in, there's like a rookie competition, and Ben was like super gun ho, and he actually won that
Oh yeah,
competition. So you think you can sell
I
back at your
did.
old
I
pest
forgot about
control
that.
company? So, uh, Ben was always from the very beginning just a hard worker and just always trying to, yeah, do the best you can do. Like, and
Yes.
I don't think Ben's never been super competitive, like you are, but
Yeah.
you are more competitive with uh like yourself. I feel like you're very like
Yes.
you're trying to just be the best you
Mhm.
can be, um, and then that's why I've seen you excel is when you're really just trying to push yourself.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, I remember that, and then that first summer, you did really well. Came back a second summer. Were you already married at that point?
I got married
Did you
in
get married?
between first and second summer.
That's right. Yeah. So then second summer we went to
We were living in
Carolina
Rancho.
or Rancho.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. And then the third summer in Orange County,
Yeah, that sucked.
and then anything you want to share about those days?
Oh, yeah.
Uh, knocking doors because then Landon actually did windows for a year, and then we did our summer in Milwaukee, which was a great summer. That Ben was a true leader in that summer. I think really did amazing things that summer after a really hard year
Yeah.
the previous year. But maybe share some of that.
Yeah, so I wanna jump back actually, to first summer. One of like, a defining moment for me was my last day selling in San Diego. Bridger
On
was
your
my
first day, your first year. Sorry,
first summer.
first
Yep.
summer. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Last day.
I remember they're like when you think back, there will be, like, certain days that kinda stick out to you.
Yeah,
So I have a few of those, and, like, sometimes I don't even know why they stick out to me necessarily. This one is very clear why. But before I left for the summer, I was hanging out with my high school friends because I was just, like, reconnecting after the
after
mission.
yeah,
Um, and I was like, "I'm gonna go do, like, the summer sales thing," and everyone's like, "Oh, yeah,
got
okay.
it. Yeah.
You're gonna get scammed or whatever." I was like, "No, dude, I think I could make, like, 40 grand over the summer." Um, and they're like, "That's what they all say, all the things." Um, but I was like, kind of little bit of a fire it lit a fire underneath me a little bit. Um, but when I finished the summer, I ended up making, like, 25K, so not as much as I was hoping, but I remember getting in the car so wait, actually, rewind 3 hours. I remember it was last
Last
day,
day.
and I was like, "I wanna leave feeling like I gave it my all," and I felt like I had the whole summer, but I was like, "I need to finish all the way to the end." So, like, there were 3 hours left, and I started running, like, not jogging, like, I was running between doors because I was like, "I wanna feel like I just gave everything I had," so I, like, sprinted to the end. I think I got, like, 2 sales within the last hour, just, like, running to doors, and then Bridger picks me up, and when I got in the car, I was just, like, hot and sweaty, and I was like,
Felt good.
"Just finished,
Felt
bro.
good.
I finished."
Yeah, that feels good.
And there were many days that I wanted to give up during that summer. Ended up crying, like, sitting on the curb crying some days because 'cause I'm, like, just getting destroyed. But I remember I turned to Bridger, I don't know if he'll remember this, but I turned to Bridger and I was like, "Dude, even if I don't get any of my back end," because you get, like, upfront pay and then most of your money is paid as a back end in pest control.
Yeah,
I told him, I was like, "Even if I don't get any of my back end, like, that was so worth my time.
the
That
whole
was
summer.
whole summer,
Yeah.
so worth my time." And so that was a defining moment when I realized door to door is a crazy opportunity to grow your character
When you treat it that way,
when you treat it that
I
way.
mean, there's a lot of people that don't. They're just like in it for, I mean, in it for different reasons. But if
Yes.
you go into it like with that attitude, you're just like, hey, I'm gonna do something hard. I'm gonna prove it to myself I could do it. I'm gonna take on these challenges and skills that are maybe outside my comfort zone, and I'm gonna tackle it
Yes.
with 110% for the whole summer, like you did.
Yes. And so even though I didn't make the money that I was hoping, still good money, 4 months, 25 grand, I was like, "Sweet." But really what I took away from that first summer and what it instilled in me was like, there's no other place that I can challenge myself at this level and grow my character. I felt like I came back, and when I was talking with my friends, I'm like, "Dude, I'm like, you guys are immature." I'm like, I feel like I'm 4 years older than you guys now just from 4 months of grinding.
Yeah,
And so it
you
was a
grow
cool.
fast.
Yes, and my whole why for that summer was I wanted to feel like a man because I felt like a boy, frankly. I was like, I'd been done with my mission still. I finished my mission, that helped me grow a ton, but I was like, I still feel like a boy. Like, could I feel like I could get married and feel confident in my ability to provide? Not really. And so I felt like that helped me feel like a man. And it was only a few months later that I met my wife, and when we started dating, I remember the day she told me
I
like,
remember this story
"You're
actually.
my." We were on a hike, and um, she she just looked at me and she's like, "You're my man." And I was like, "I'm a man.
Man,
I'm
I'm
a
a
man."
man.
Oh, so
Yeah.
that was a cool moment that I attribute to the lows that come in door to door.
Mm. Yeah, that's awesome. So I think every summer you've kind of been very intentional, or every summer, every year, every time you've decided to do this job again and again and again, you've decided on like a vision or a why. I
Mhm,
remember that first one. It was, well, you just said, it was to feel like you're growing up from a boy to a man.
mhm,
What are other ones that come to your mind? Maybe other
yeah,
summers or other reasons that kept you around? Because it's been tough. You've gone through lots of ups and downs. Everyone
yeah,
that's done this job for as long as you have had, has done that. And
yeah,
your why, the purpose of doing the job is always changing or has to for you to keep motivation to do it.
100%. Yeah, and I wanna say thank you because you were my you were my, like you were a role model.
Yeah.
You and Bridger and Landon, all of you guys, um, were you were the people that were telling me you can't have money be your main why, and, like, you guys would preach that, and so it caused me to be really introspective and like, "Okay, if it's not the money, why am I doing it?" And so, um, 2nd summer was I actually don't really recall a specific why besides I wanted to hit 150K, and I think well, actually, no. Now saying that, it's like I just wanted to be able to set a goal and be able to hit it.
Mhm.
Prove to myself that I'm somebody that if I set a goal, I can hit it. Because I don't feel like I'd done that really well leading up to my 2nd summer. And when we were coming to the end of the 2nd summer, I was still in school. I had only done 2 semesters of college. I still
This
had
was Rancho, right? Because
This was Rancho.
yeah, I
Yep.
remember that.
And we finished well, school is starting, and I was at, like, 110K or something like that, and everybody was going home,
Yeah.
because everyone was still in school, and so everybody left. We had our apartments for 1 more week, so we stayed there with a couple other reps on the team. I think Bridger stayed, I think Landon stayed. School had started, and then, our lease was up for the summer, and
Yeah.
at that point, I was still another 25K away, um, and I was like well, and for people watching that are in the window space, 25K is like at my pace, it was another 2 weeks, um, and so, uh we ended up calling around. We had to figure it out, and this was, like, a principle that I realized a principle of accountability. It wasn't like, "Oh, dang, lease is up, gotta go home. Oh, dang, school's starting, gotta
Yeah.
go home." It was like,
Situational.
"No, I haven't hit my goal, so I'm gonna figure it out." So we called a cousin. We knew that Mikkel's cousin lived in San Diego, um, and so we called them, say, "Hey, can we stay at your
Can we
place for a few weeks, till I hit my goal?" They're like, "How long will it be?" We're like, we
don't
had to say,
know.
"I don't know,
Yeah.
like, this is when," and they're like, "Cool, we're happy to help." So, stayed at their place, and every day, my wife would hop on to because it was luckily, this was during COVID time, and so my classes were
Online.
mostly online, so my wife would show up to my classes, take notes, maybe highlight things that I needed to know, and she would work on assignments for me during the first couple weeks while I went out and sold every day, and it was tough because, like, there was a big part of the summer is the energy with the whole team, but it was just me. It was like pretty solo,
Yeah. I know what that's
and
like. I've done that.
holy cow, it was crazy. But I remember very distinctly the last day, we were 1 or 2 sales away, and so I was like, "Mikkel, come out to area with me. Don't stay home and do school. Come out to area with me. I'm hitting it today." And not even an hour in, I went into this cul-de-sac, knocked on a door, somebody opens, but it was a screen door that you couldn't see through. It was a metal grate, and I sold them through the metal grate. I didn't see their face the entire time. They just they just slipped their hand
Or
out
for
to
credit
give me the
card or
credit
something.
card. Punched it in, put it back in, closed the door, never saw the person's face. Just saw their hand.
That's so funny.
But as soon as it went through, I was like, "No way. I just hit it. I hit my goal." So I ran back to the car, told Mikkel we hit it, and we just drove
Drove
home.
right from there.
Drove home, and I was like, well, we drove back to pack up, then we
Oh,
head home. But on that
wow.
drive, I just I cried the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I I just was so
So,
I was
dude,
so proud.
I'm so proud of you. I mean,
Yeah,
that is so, um, there's so few people that will actually do that, and I hope, like, our reps can experience, um, something like that because that is so defining
yeah,
for you and, like, who you believe you are and what you can accomplish. To set a goal
yes.
and then not, like, have roadblocks come in your way, and then, like, just decide, "You know what? I'm gonna will it into existence."
Yeah.
And every time you face a challenge now, you can look back on that experience and go, "I've done it before. Like,
Mhm.
I can do it again." And life's just always gonna
Yes.
have, because when you share, I mean, this is more about you, but I gotta share my story too, because
Yeah.
mine was very similar. My first summer, uh, I finished and I wanted to hit, um, 250 accounts. It was accounts, back then, and I was at, like, 220, so it was, like, 30 tw or it was 222 or something. I was, like, 30 away. And I was like, "I'm gonna stay out," but then all my, Bridger, Quentin, and my other roommates, Cade, they were all going home. We drove out together,
'Cause
so
they had either hit their goal or they're like, I'm
they were
just
just
done.
gonna leave.
I'm just
And
done."
so, and Bridger actually killed it. He already hit 250,
Yeah.
so I wanted to, catch up to him, and, I'll tell the story faster, but I was convinced to drive home. Like, they needed my help to drive home. It was like a 36-hour drive, 2 days of full, or 3 days of full driving, 2 nights.
'Cause you guys were in Florida?
Florida, yeah. So, um, we got back, and as soon as I got back, I actually, as soon as we started driving, I regretted my decision. I was like, "Should
Mm.
have stayed, dude." And so when I got back, I immediately went and asked if I could go sell, in Utah or something, and so they said I could go down to Vegas. So as soon as I got back, like 2 days later, I got in my car and drove out to Vegas, and then I sold for, like, 5 days, and then school was starting. I missed, like, a couple days of school, but then I I didn't hit it because I was there for, like, 5 days, and, what's it called? The add drop deadline,
Mm.
where, like, I couldn't add or drop class. So I was like, "I better go to classes for at least 2 days to make sure I want, like, my classes." So I went back and went to class that week, but then I was still, like, 6 or 7 accounts away.
Yeah.
Can't remember. So then I was like, "I think I can do it in a weekend." And so I planned to drive down Thursday
Oh my
and just have Friday and Saturday. I was like, "I gotta get 6 accounts
Yeah,
in, this
in these 2
these 2
days.
days." So I went down and I actually did really well on Friday, and then I remember I only had 2 accounts to sell on Saturday.
Oh, it's so much
Oh,
pressure.
so yeah, so much credit. I was just all by myself. Again,
Yeah.
my family, we used to live in Vegas, so I was staying at, like, an old neighbor's house. They'll just let me bunk
Mhm.
at their house. But when you're like, yeah, you're just by yourself and there's no team meetings or anything. And I remember thinking, like, afterwards, like, there are very few people that can do something like that. And you know what it's like.
I
Like,
do.
you can do that
Yeah.
and I can do that. And I really hope a lot of our reps can find it themselves to do something like that because it is so, like, uh, yeah.
It's life-changing.
Yeah, it's life
It
changing because
actually is.
I can look back on the experience, and this is mine. Saturday morning, I needed 2 accounts, so I went and I actually got one in, like, the first 2 hours, and then it was, like, 6 hours of, like, just nothing. And it
Yeah.
was, like, 7 p.m.,
Mm.
and I just couldn't, couldn't get a sale. And, my one of my secrets in, when people tell me, and I never was, like, the best seller or, knocker or setter even, but in between doors, I'm always just, like, doing affirmations, like, "I will sell, I will sell, I will sell." I'm just like, I'm not letting myself get distracted on Instagram or TikTok, or, I'm just focused. And actually another one is I pray a lot. I just pray in between doors. So,
Yeah.
it's 7 o'clock, and my brother called me. He didn't know I was even in Vegas. He had no idea what I was doing. He just called me, "Hey, are you still doing the pest control thing? Like, could I we have spiders, like, I need to, sign up. Can I sign up with you?"
No way.
And I just started crying. I'm like I just sit down on the curb, I'm like, "Yes, I could sign you up right now. What's your" like, I start filling in his information,
That's the best feeling.
and he was my last account for
That
that
is so
summer.
cool.
And so I'm just like so I'm like, "Michael, you actually have no idea how much this means to me," and I told him. Uh,
Yeah.
and then I got in my car and drove home.
That's so cool. That is so cool.
But it was just yeah, it's so, to, like, set a goal and then to face a bunch of adversity and then actually hit it, it, like, it starts defining, who
Yes.
you are, and it gives you confidence to do it again when other issues arise, so
100%. And actually, that reminds me of another really cool experience that we had. This was before everybody had left, but it was crunch time still on that same summer. Um, I remember the neighborhood that I was in. It was yeah. Um, I was having a really, really rough day. Wasn't getting anything. It was just not working, but everybody else around me was doing really well, and I was like, "What is wrong?" So I called Mikkel, and Mikkel being the awesome wife she is, she's like, "Have you prayed?" And I was like, "I haven't." So that reminded me, so we said a prayer together over the phone, and I went I knocked on a door, and a lady answered, she's like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I'd love to get my house done." And then her mom comes, "Do you service this area?" Like 5 minutes away. It's like, "Of course." And so we're just like a 2 for 1 right there at the end, right after we prayed.
yeah.
And my goal for the like I it was a pretty decent sized account, so it's like so many times in this job, I've prayed, God's delivered. It doesn't always work like in the form of a
No.
sale, but it's been I can't talk about this without saying God has been super
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah, seriously, like, when I tell my story, like, it's just my brother calls me, end of the day, I need one more account, like, it's just too poetic to,
Yeah.
like, not feel like some of it's divine,
Yeah.
you know? And
100%.
so and that's what I've loved about this job too. It's like it's taught me a lot about who I am, what I wanna accomplish, what's important in life, but, like, also a lot of things on the spiritual side it's taught me. Like,
Mhm.
there's just,
Yes.
and so then that's why I love doing it is just giving that opportunity to, uh, others and watching them have experiences like that, like, just makes me
Yeah.
so excited.
Um, so that actually leads me to revival. I've actually been curious. I think I have asked, but um, at least in my branch up in Kaysville, we look at each other often, like me, Hayden, T, like and other people that have been there for a while. We're like, this is revival, and the reason we say that is because people that come into this company experience a revival in their life and spiritually.
That's what I want, that'd be
Like,
cool.
that's
That's
actually what
what I really
happens.
want,
It
yes.
does, and so,
It's really what I
um,
want.
and it's not even I'm not saying, like, converting to Christianity or whatever, but it's like they experience a revival because everyone's is spiritual. Everyone's spiritual regardless of what they say. Like, we all have a spiritual side to us.
Yeah.
Um, that's just part of how everyone's made. Um, and when they at least up in Kaysville, I can't speak to everybody, but I'm confident that's in Orem, Boise, um, and so I'd like to ask you, how did we come to the name of Revival?
Well, I don't know if we shared it, but, it was just me and Landon were just thinking of we liked our names. We were going over different, like, our names for some reason. And I remember I was in driving with my wife and Caitlin, my wife had the idea. She's like, "How about Revival?" I'm like, "That sounds"
Really?
yeah, I was like, "That sounds great. Let me text it to Landon." And then immediately, it was like 30 seconds, Landon's like, "That's it. That's perfect."
Dude,
That's exactly
that's
what
cool.
happened. Yeah.
That's
I was
really
like,
cool.
"Alright, sweet." And then but even at the time, I didn't even know it was, like, super, I guess, religious,
Yeah.
but I was, like, trying to get domain names, and every freaking revival thing is, like, a church. I'm like, "What?" And there's
Oh,
no
that's
so I
fair.
couldn't get any, like, the right domain names that we wanted.
That's
It's kinda
hilarious.
funny.
Yeah.
So, um, alright, yeah, so we talked a lot about the old pest days, and then,
Yeah.
we kinda already shared a story. Landon got in Windows. I kinda reached out to him, like, "Hey, we should get together and pull this together." I had already committed to go out to Milwaukee with Ben, and Ben had big goals that summer to do. Uh,
Really, I
Two
wanted 200.
200?
I
Two
wanted 200.
250? Okay, 200.
I hit 250, but I wanted 200.
Yeah, that's right. And Ben was just a rock that summer, just like the experienced guy that was just out there to kill it. You really lead that team. Often I felt like I wasn't the best leader that year because I was also knowing it was my last summer and just like uh, wanted to hit my personal goal and
Yeah,
get some other reps out there that um, I just didn't want to be the babysitter. I
yeah.
just wanted to
Just wanted to work
like,
hard
and you were the same
go.
way. You just wanted to work hard, and I was actually in the midst of it all, trying to like get revival going.
Yeah.
Um, I kind of wanted to share how that all played out. I was working with Landon to start the company, and we knew we wanted um, Ben involved, but we hadn't told Ben yet because we were kind of like still just wanted to finish the pest control summer strong, and we didn't
Yeah.
want any additional distractions because, as we already talked about, there's always roadblocks.
Yeah.
And so we were kind of strategic about it, but we approached Ben kind of at towards the end of the summer after you already hit your goal, pretty much. We were like going
Mhm.
home. And we're like, "Hey Ben, we're actually starting this company. We want you to be an owner with us." Um, mainly because if there's any like culture I want to build a company off of, it's like Ben. Ben is the like if I could have a lot of Bens working with me, then it's gonna grow into the company I would want it to become.
Thank you. That's a
And so
huge compliment.
it is the truth though. It's like if we could if everyone can kind of learn from Ben and kind of make decisions like he makes, or the way he makes decisions and learn that style and work the way he does, like that's the company I want to build. And so we needed Ben involved. We needed Ben involved. And he was at a point in life where, we had to, or we got to, get him involved. And he
Yeah.
was probably going out of the sales, uh, unless we got you involved at a high level. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, I was not gonna move anymore for the summer for pest control.
yeah, I knew that. So that's kind of how we got involved. And then we came home from Milwaukee and started knocking for windows just a couple weeks later, honestly.
Yeah, that's great.
Anything you want to share about that last summer, or we can go to like your Windows experience?
Um, I think if I will share really briefly. Leading up to that summer, what changed, why it was so impactful for me, that last summer was
You were different that last summer, I felt
I
like.
was different.
Yeah.
I was very different. I got sick for almost 3 weeks from I had bronchitis from the fires.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't sell for like 3 weeks. And so in basically 3 months and a week, I hit 250, whereas my best summer before was 150 in 4 months.
Yeah.
More like 4.5 months. So, um, I did a couple things that made it different, and I've carried that into this job, and in the way that I train and the way that I talk about what it takes to do well. Um, I Number 1, I took training very seriously before the summer, and I went all in with I made flashcards. I trained an hour every single day before the summer for, like, 3 or 4 months, like, every single day by myself. In a room at my basement apartment, all by myself. I would have a mirror or a camera, and I would just, like, practice,
That's
and I would
awesome.
record, practice again till I felt like I got it spot on. And then that first day in the summer, for in my last summer, my first day, I was, like, feeling the normal first day of the summer jitters.
Yeah, get the rust off.
Yeah, get the rust off, and everybody always treated it like that. "If I get 1 sale, I'll be happy." And I was like, I kinda had the same thing because that's what everybody says.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I went out there and I got, like, 5 sales, and I
Oh,
did, like, 4,500 in revenue, and I was like, "That was
was
easy."
that maybe your best day up to
That
that
was, like,
point?
one of my
Maybe.
best
Yeah.
days up to that point. I was like, "That was easy."
Yeah.
And it was because I had trained so, so hard. And so it was no longer, "I hope I do well today." It was like, "I know what I'm doing. I do." Like, I just know. And so if somebody gives me this objection, I've got it.
Yeah.
And so when it just, like, worked, I was like, "Whoa, training matters a lot." And so that was really cool. Um but the other piece to it is I put safeguards around myself, and I figured out how I need to be held accountable, and so I even went to the extent of I contacted my friend Ryan, who is a videographer, and I had him make me a personalized motivational video.
I didn't know that actually. That's
Yeah,
funny.
it's
Was it like
actually
you in the
cool.
video? We should show
Yes,
that.
it's
We should
actually a
send that
cool
out.
video, and the what I did in there is my why that summer was I wanted to show myself that, not that I could just hit a goal, but that I'm somebody that does what they say they're gonna do. And so in this video, I told myself all the things that I was gonna do. I said I was gonna knock 15 minutes past dark. I said I was gonna not be in my phone except for during lunch. I was gonna like, I said all the commitments that I had in this video, but I turned it into a motivational video by also reminding myself what matters, like, what's most important, and I have videos of my wife, my kids. It was like a motiversity motiversity video, but personalized to me because I knew if I watched that every single day before I went out and knocked, I'm like, "I'm pumped. This is me. Here we
Yeah.
go. Let's go."
Yeah, you're telling yourself what you're gonna do.
Yes.
We need more of that. We need more of that motivation at Revival, I think. We need to make some videos or something like because it makes me just like everyone should commit. Like setters listening to this, you just gotta like commit to yourself. I'm gonna talk to 40 people a day. And it pains me. We talk about that a lot, but it pains me when I see
Yes.
people talk to 30 people a day pretty consistently. I'm like,
Yes.
I promise if you just commit to something at a minimum, you're gonna feel good about yourself because
Yes.
you are somebody who does what they're gonna say they're gonna or does what they say they're gonna do, like you're
Yes.
explaining here.
Exactly.
But I promise you're not just gonna get that out of it, but at a
No.
minimum, that's what you're gonna get out of it. And,
100%.
it's just yeah, we need some more of that, that commitment, that motivation to, like, knock into the evening a little more, like, do what it takes to
Yes.
hit your goals and do what you say you're gonna do.
Yeah, and that's not to say that there weren't days that summer that I broke those commitments. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
plenty of times, but, like, every day I would reset and go back to my foundation of, like, why I'm here, what are my commitments, how can I do it? If I mess up, that's okay. I'll give myself some grace, but, like, it was really,
Yeah, I
really
think
cool
of,
to have
James
that.
Clear, Atomic Habits, when he says, like
You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the
well,
level of
that's
your
a common
systems.
one. Everyone talks
Okay.
about that one.
Yes.
But I think of I'm spacing on it now. It's like, hold on. What did you just say?
I said you don't rise to the
No,
level no,
before
not
that.
that one. I just said, "Oh, I would return back to my foundation."
Oh, yeah.
Each day
So
was a new
don't
like, I reset.
miss twice. That's what he says,
Mm,
sorry. So he's like, keep the
yes.
streak. So if your goal is to knock 15 minutes
Oh,
out after
you
dark,
yeah.
you keep the streak and you keep tallies like, "Okay, this is day
Yes.
15.
Mhm.
I've knocked 15 minutes out of after dark 15 days in a row." You miss a day, okay, that's fine. Like, he's like, "That's actually fine. Just don't miss
Human.
twice. Just don't miss
Yes.
twice in a row." So you missed the 16th day, but the 17th day, you start over again, tally at 1. Then you go 2,
Yes.
3, and you try to keep that streak, and it's one of his hacks for, like, creating habits.
That's actually I forgot about you would say that all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
That
just
totally
don't
helps.
miss twice.
You
Keep the
totally
streak.
you totally suck it up one day.
If you suck one day, that's fine. Keep the streak. If you got a streak going, do whatever you can to keep the streak. Now you're gonna eventually mess up. No one keeps the streak forever.
Yeah.
But if you do mess up, don't miss twice,
Yeah.
and you start over. And that's what it sounds like you were doing.
100%. 100%. Um, so then going into Windows, right? Is that where you wanted to go?
Yeah, sure.
Um, when we when we started, I was coming off of that summer. I did really well,
Mhm.
and I had a lot of confidence. And when I passed off my pitch to Landon, because he gave me the setter script, he's like, "Dude, that was the best I've ever seen." And I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm gonna be so good." And then I went out and knocked, and first day I sat like 3 same days. They all ran, and I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna do so good." I was just pumped. I was like well, I was scared. I was scared, honestly, because,
Pumped
um
but scared.
pumped but scared. Like, first door, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I think they can hear my heartbeat." I'm so nervous. I've never like, this is just new. I've been selling pest control for 4 years. Um, but I did well, got good runs. I was like, "Okay, it didn't pan out today." Next day didn't work. Next day, no sale. Next day, no sale. Next day, I went 2 weeks, no sales, all while the team was crushing it.
Yeah.
We did 750,000 in 3 weeks as a team of, like, 8 setters.
Yeah.
We just crushed it. That's like an average of 90, almost 100K per rep
In
on the
3 weeks.
first 3 weeks. Um, and I remember those conversations when we went into, like, the bank to we were, like, still getting funding and stuff or, like, credit lines.
Yeah.
We came back after, like, 1 week. We're like, "So, we've been in business for, like, a week, and we did, like, 250K in revenue," and they're like,
Yeah, people don't believe
They
us.
they're like, "Wait,
Even to this
what
day,
did you
it's
say?"
like yeah,
They're like, "We did 250K in revenue. Can we get an increase?" Or like,
yeah.
"You just started? Are you sure?"
What are you
We're
doing?
like, "What
Yeah.
are you doing?" It was a cool moment, but So I was like involved in all that, but I was sucking as a setter, to be honest. Well, actually, no, I wasn't even sucking as a setter. Like I was setting well, getting runs, all the things, just no sales.
Yeah.
And it was rough. It was so rough. Um, Finally got my first sale. I think it was my third week, and it was like a $8,000 partial. It was like 5 windows. I was like, well, okay, cool. I just made $800 or no less. I made like I just made $600 in my first 3 weeks. Great. And then Quentin on the other hand, during that time, did 293K in revenue
Yeah. In his first 3
in
weeks.
his first
It
three
was
weeks.
like, yeah, he made like 20 plus grand.
Yeah, and I was like,
It's like,
"Dang it, that is rough. That was rough." But, I kept going, and everybody in my office has heard me explain this story because I think it's like the epitome of, um, life happens for you, life doesn't happen to you. That's a Corey Clark, line.
cool.
And I love it. It's so powerful because it taught me, I was like, why is this happening to me? No, it's not happening to you. This is happening for you. And Landon helped me come to that switch uh, a few weeks after I got my first sale when we dug down and realized I want to be a leader for the sales organization. I know that I am, but I wanted to be the best leader that I could be. And I realized, if I didn't have those 3 weeks of terrible struggle, I wouldn't be able to relate to the setter pool who, when they start, they don't make money well. Like
Yeah.
if they don't start off hot, I can be that guy that can come right down to their level and be like, bro, I've been there.
Yeah.
Like I have been there as much as anyone else. And then because all they see is, oh, he's my leader, he's crushing it,
Yeah.
he's set like records and all the things, but it's like
Didn't start that way.
didn't start that way.
Yeah.
And I know you can do what I can do. Like I know it.
Yeah.
So it was cool. That was a cool moment for me while starting. Um
Yeah. It's super important to remember, like, yeah, everything happens kind of for you for a reason,
yeah.
and see that side of the coin, not
Yeah.
the other side.
And even if you don't believe that everything happens for a reason, it's still it's like the phrase excuse me, life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you respond.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's that principle.
That's awesome. So yeah, you struggled to start, but then you picked it up. You did well as a setter. You qualified to be a you didn't make many sales your first month, but then I think you qualified to be a closer your month like 3 and 4 or
It
something.
was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just not even that long after. Like you can have a really
Yeah.
we have a lot of setters that jump in, have high ambitions to get into closing quick,
Yeah.
and their first month is slow. Even back then, we didn't even have like an experience kind of like experience path. If you're like really experienced leader in another industry,
Right.
come over, and we give that to some other experienced reps, and they still might have like struggled their first month.
Yes.
Like it's just no guarantee. With jumping into a new industry, new pitch, new customers and everything, new area, and so there's some adjustments to be made. So hope everyone can learn like, yeah, there's just going to be a learning curve. And for Ben, it was pretty rough, but
It
then
was long. It
then
felt long.
yeah, then it was pretty steep after that though. Month 3 and 4 qualified to be a closer. And then your first month closing, I think you broke our company
I think
record.
I still have the
I think you
record.
still, yeah, it's 550, 560, something like that.
I
Or
think it
no,
was like 532, I think.
yeah, yeah,
I think people have come really close.
close.
And I'm kind of bummed that
That's
that's
kind
still the record.
Yeah, me too.
To be honest, I'm like,
A lot of that was self-gen too. I felt like you self-gen a ton because you were
I
in
self-checked a
training and
ton.
you were just again just in grind mode. I
Yes.
think sometimes we need to bring back again just like the motivation to like challenge yourself.
Yeah.
Because this job is a little bit different than the pest control summers that we've done where you're out for 4 months and you're just super committed. There's nothing else to do out there but knock doors. Where here, we're um, taking flex days and stuff, which I think is really important. I think it's better to have a life balance that way. But
Yeah.
I don't think that needs to take away from the commitment. Like when you're working and you commit to yourself to do certain things, and then you do it. Because yeah, that month you were committed to train to be a closer, be the best closer you can be, and you were just out self genning. I can't remember how much of that was self gen, but you did
I don't know, but
amazing.
my first week, I know I self-gen closed 96K in revenue
Yeah,
in a week.
in a week.
One of them canceled, so I only ended up getting paid out on like 70 or 60 something. but it was like that was my first week as a
So,
closer.
I wanna see this from guys training to be closers now and setters that wanna get into closing, like, I wanna see that elevated commitment, like, I when I was in, you know, in your shoes, that was my mentality. You're hearing it straight from Ben right now. When he was in your shoes, his mentality was just like, uh, setting a goal, committed, and he was seeing these results because of that mindset and, effort he was putting in, and you guys
Yeah.
can do it too.
Yeah. I think the end of the year I think I ended the year with about I think it was like 480K in revenue, just self-gen, which was kinda crazy looking back. I'm like, "That's an average of like 50K a month almost." That's and that was with leading a market. That was with
Yeah, yeah,
starting the
you
market. So
started
I'm
the
like,
market.
I sometimes am a little bit, I guess, surprised by the lack of some people's drive. Um, yeah.
So then you started then we broke off, started the Kaysville office.
Mhm.
Uh, it's been almost, let's see, a year and a half,
Just over a year,
just over a
well,
year.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, and so that's I think this is more for other market owners and stuff and other people that are wanting to open offices
Oh, yeah.
just to understand the challenges behind opening a market and all the ups and
Mhm.
downs you go through that and how you've managed those. Because I mean, Peter's dealing with it now, just opening up Boise. When we opened up Denver, it wasn't always a hot start like it was when we
Mhm.
started Orem. So tell us a little bit about that and how you were able to rally the troops and get through those highs and lows.
Wow. There's a lot. There's a lot. Um, so for starters, I think one of the lessons that I learned, um, when I started was how essential it is to have somebody leading from the front. Momentum in a team. I'm still like working on making this analogy more like digestible, but it's like a fire, and each rep is like a coal in the fire that keeps the heat going. Like, maybe not even a live, like, burning fire, but just momentum is just the heat of a fire, and I shouldn't even say reps. Pillar reps are the coals that keep things burning. Um, and so as you start out as a market owner, and I say that because a coal, when you take it away from a fire and it's just exposed to oxygen and just air and nothing else. Wait, that's actually not a that's a lie. Oxygen helps a coal go. But it can die out
It
decently
cools off.
quick. It cools off pretty quickly, but when it's with the others, then um it keeps burning. So, if you're a science nerd, don't question my analogy.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a bad analogy, okay?
Just
The
take our word for it.
what would be a better thing? What's hot? A rock in a fire. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, not a
Whatever you wanna
coal.
say.
Yeah.
Not a coal. Um, when you take it out, it dies really quickly, and, um, like, I've seen that. We have, like, a ton of momentum as a team, and then there are 2 days in a row where there are no pillar reps on the doors. It's all just, like, kinda stragglers or people that are in a rut or
Beginners.
rut. Yeah, they're in
Yeah.
a rut or they're beginners.
Which being a rut is totally normal,
Yes, it's
and
fine.
people go through that, so it's not like those are bad reps or anything.
No.
It's like everyone's just going through ups and downs or going through the learning curve.
Right. But, like, momentum will just die really fast. So momentum is fragile. Um, and so as a new market owner, that was one of the most difficult things to juggle was if I didn't feel like I had people out there, there was always this pull like I've got to be out there knocking right now. Like I have to go right now or else this momentum's going to die. And so I would pack up, I'd go knock, and I'd throw out 3 sets, get a self-gen close, and then I'm like, "Whew," kept the momentum going. Um, and I still feel that sometimes when I'm like, "Ooh, I wanna go knock," but I'm like, "Should I really? I don't know, because there are other things that I need to be taking care of. Like, I need to be I need to be building, uh, I need to be training other reps. I need to be recruiting
Yeah,
other
getting
reps.
new
I
people
need
on
to."
the doors, getting new
Yes,
people paid, getting the new setters
exactly.
paid is so important.
Exactly. So, like, there was always this is like a juggling act of recruiting, training new reps, um, pulling people out of slumps, leading from the front. So there's just a lot to juggle.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, what I learned is like kind of paramount is making sure you have pillar reps or somebody leading from the front on the doors every single day. And So, like, just communicating that with the people that you know can lead from the front, being like, "I need you to help me lead."
Yeah.
Um, just developing relationships with people that you can count on to be out there, um, when you can't.
And, yeah, I just wanna show some appreciation to all those people that are on the doors every day and keep the momentum
100%.
going.
Yes.
And it is important for the leader to get out there every once in a while, but there's so many other responsibilities and, like, trying to help keep the momentum with new reps coming in,
Yes.
getting new reps, paid and, like, growing that office. But we are just so grateful for the people that can be those pillar reps, that can lead the team, and we are expanding so we can give those people opportunities to be their own leader and have their own, um, organizations, and that's what we really want everyone to grow, but that's just a phase in the growth, is everyone's gotta be that, uh, pillar rep at some point, and we're so grateful for all the knockers and closers that are out there self-genning. You guys are like the the lifeblood of the company for sure.
For sure.
So, um, cool. Well, then that kind of brings us up to today. And
Yep.
now, got the Turf Wars trophy up at Kaysville. They did win last year. And so, Kaysville's trying to, they're in the lead now. Kind of started the podcast that way. So, trying to keep the trophy up there,
Yeah. 100%.
huh?
We're not trying.
Yeah, not try.
We are doing it.
There is no try.
There is no
All we
try.
do. So,
Are we out of time?
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang, dude. I have more things to talk I have more things that I would love to share, so we'll have to do it again.
Okay. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
definitely hop on another one.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
this is great.
Cool. Well,
Thanks for having me.
signing off. Thanks, guys.